to say, when you build a house, you buy a car, you have furniture in the house, you have everything you want, then you're okay. That is not okay, because even after doing that, your primary income is just your salary. And those things that you bought, they are not actually even helping you. They are not bringing money into your pocket. They are taking money out of your pocket. That house will need maintenance. We are all about money, how money works, how we can invest money. We also go further into talking about investing money. What business ideas are trending right now that can make somebody go further in life? And also, we share experiences about entrepreneurship. Hi guys, it's yet another video. We don't forget to bring you videos about financial literacy, and that's why we are here, to talk about finances, to talk about money. In today's video, I want to clear the confusion about these two things that people actually use interchangeably, and they're actually different things. Okay, so I want to share with you about the asset and also a liability. And if you do not know what these two things are, that's why I'm here to explain them so that you can understand. Many people, when it comes to investment, they actually misunderstand the two things, and instead of doing the other, they actually go to the other, thereby ending up poor in the end of the process. Okay, so what we want is whatever that we invest in gives us good yields. Whatever that we invest in gives us a proper way of making money. Talk about these two things so that you'll be so much aware of what you are about to do. So let us jump right into it. If there is something that has been so much about within our community, is that one has to build a house, and there's been so many disputes when somebody says, you have to build a house first. The other one says, no, you have to buy a vehicle first. You have to buy a car first, a nice car, a good car. People have been talking about these things for quite a long time, and sometimes I feel people misunderstand, and these are the areas that I want to highlight so that you are aware. Okay, so there's nothing wrong about building a house. There is also nothing wrong about buying a car, but there are some priorities that you must put in place as a person who is business minded. Okay, so if at all it's buying the house and also buying the car for luxury and everything, no, I'm not talking to those people, but I'm talking to those people that just have business mind, those that are business minded. And if at all you're not business minded, I want you to learn from today's video what you did wrong and what you're supposed to do right. Okay, so an asset and a liability. Okay, to give these things a very quick explanation or a very quick definition, an asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. Okay, and a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Okay, one item can be turned into an asset and can also be turned into a liability. Okay, give an example of this guy. This guy says he enters the work, he enters the government, and they start earning a salary. The primary source of income for this guy is a salary. That is all. You see? So now when they enter there, the first thing they are thinking about is to buy a TV in the house, to buy furniture in the house, to also maybe upgrade. If they are renting, they upgrade to a better home where they are paying much more higher prices than they used to. Or they are saying, okay, fine, let me also build my own house so that I reduce on the rent. Okay, and when you build your own house, you start staying in that house, you buy a car, you also buy a TV and everything at home. Okay, and these things, people say these are assets, but I want to say no, those are not assets. Those are not assets. Okay, why? Because they don't put money back into your pocket. Your primary source right now is your salary. Okay, the money you're getting from the government, that's the only money that you have right now. So if you say you build a house and you call that an investment, that's not an investment. That's actually a liability. Why? Because that house is not bringing money back into your pocket. Okay, so if we have to qualify something to be an asset, something must give you money back into your pocket. You must have money, you invest the money and money must be coming back to you. Now, when you build a house and you start staying into that house, no one is paying you. At last, this house is going to call for maintenance and everything. You need to maintain the house, okay? And maintaining the house, that requires money. And this is what has kept a lot of us poor, a lot of people poor, a lot of civil servants poor. Okay, because they do feel to say when you build a house, you buy a car, you have furniture in the house, you have everything you want, then you're okay. That is not okay, because even after doing that, your primary income is just your salary. And those things that you bought, they are not actually even helping you. They are not bringing money into your pocket. They are taking money out of your pocket. That house will need maintenance. And you are staying in that house. That house is not on rent. That house is actually sucking your money. Okay? Which disqualifies it to be an asset. That's not an investment. No, sir. No, madam. That's not an investment. An investment has to bring back money into your pocket. Now, it isn't bringing back money into your pocket. Okay? So, at a point where somebody desires to say, fine, let me take this house, I put it on rent. When you put that house on rent, then that house becomes an asset, because now at this point, it is going to give you money back into your pocket. But if it doesn't give you money in your pocket, then that is always a liability. One might think of buying a car. I feel so sad, like somebody goes to the bank, gets a loan, and buys a car. Okay? This one is not different from a person who goes to the bank, gets a loan, and buys, buys a house, or also buys, builds a house. They are all just the same, because these people do laugh at each other. Why can you buy a house? Why can you buy a car? No, a car first. This one says a house first. But those are not proper priorities. If you have to buy a vehicle, or if you have to buy a car, then that must be something that should be giving you money in your pocket. But if you actually buy a car, and that car, it isn't working for you, giving you money in your pocket, that is as good as somebody who has also built a house. They are staying in that house. They are just the same. Those things are not assets like you are thinking about them. Okay? So the problem with liabilities, those things that don't give us money, they finish the value. Okay? If at all I buy a vehicle today at 90,000 and I start using that vehicle, after some periods, that vehicle will not be worth 90,000 again, because it will reduce on the price. Okay? Why should it reduce? Because it's been working and it's been depreciating. Okay? Which makes it a very, very big liability. Okay? And as a business person, our focus is to increase on the assets. Okay? We increase on the assets as compared to the liability. Now, if you have a lot of assets, and if you have a lot of assets, of course, and small liabilities, this is a first route or a first step to making you rich. Okay? Because assets will always make you rich. But if you have more liabilities and less or zero assets, then you're on your way to being poor for the rest of your life. What can it profit you? As a person, as a civil servant, you are working for the government, and you've bought everything that you need: a house, a vehicle, furniture in your house, and everything that you need, and you keep living like that. As you are living like that, your own source of income is a salary. At the end of the day, when you retire, you will not have an investment. You see, at the end of the day, the same things that you actually acquired during your time when you're in service, when you come to retire, those things will have finished value. If it's the house, it would have needed a lot of maintenance. And the moment you retire, you'll have done a lot of maintenance for the house to be looking nice. Okay? If it is, furnitures in the house, the moment you're going to retire, those furnitures will be done. So what we need now is a situation when you are retiring as a civil servant, you already have assets that are increasing in value. Okay? And you have things that are always giving you money, which is okay. Okay? But when you go on the route of trying to get things that you feel they should praise you, those things, they'll end up making you poor. This is the mind that makes a lot of Africans, a lot of youths, a lot of big people remain poor for the rest of your life. Okay, so what am I saying? Are you not supposed to buy a vehicle? Are you not supposed to buy a car? Of course you need to. Okay, but for you to do that, if you have money to buy a vehicle, if you have money to build a house, okay, first of all, invest that money into an asset. Let that asset buy you the car. Okay, let that asset buy you a house. Okay, when you have money at that particular time, that money you can turn it into an asset at any time. Okay, what we want is that money that you have right there should not disappear from you. it's not how much you make, but it's how much you keep. You can make a lot of millions, and at the end of the day, you become poor. Okay, which is really, really bad. So it isn't about how much you're making, but how much you are capable of keeping. That's what makes you rich. But if at all you make a lot and you keep less, then that means you are going to die poor. Okay, and that's why investors, or that's why business people, they first invest the money, and whatever that remains is what they use for whatever that they want. Okay, the core business, the core purpose of you having a car, it must be an asset. It must be something that will remain there to give you money. Okay, if it doesn't give you money, then quit it. If it doesn't give you money, then forget about it, because it is going to take money out of your pocket. And men could disagree with this, but that's the truth. This takes money out of our pocket. But what we need is something that will maintain the money within ourselves. Okay, so that's about an asset and also a liability. Okay, so as you are doing business, make a balance between these two things. If at all you need a car, a luxury car, a car to be moving on, the first thing that you need to do, you invest the money. Let that money you invest bring you profits that are going to get you a car. Okay, so that money you had still remains there. It is still invested. Okay, not where you get all money and you put it back into your liability and you remain without anything, which is really dangerous. And also, as you are doing business as well, it is the same as well. Okay, when you buy, there are certain things that you buy and you realize you actually made a mistake. Okay, your business might want a lot of stuffs. Okay, but instead of getting the stuffs that your business wants, you end up using the money to other things which will not even produce the money. Okay, think about this. Your business needs a lot of things, and then you get the money, you buy a house, you start staying in that house. Okay, at that point, you are killing your business. Your business will not work well. Okay, why not invest that money into your business? Let it grow. Let it be big. Let it give you profit, and then you buy a house. Okay, but if at all you act instantly, then you are going to remain. There are so many companies so far that have been declared to be bankrupt, and the best reason that they look at to be the cause for bankruptcy is because of liabilities. When you have a lot of liabilities, and that becomes a problem, and that becomes a threat to your business. Right. So keep a balance between liabilities and also assets. Increase on the level of assets and reduce the liabilities. Okay. If anything, have zero liabilities. Okay. Because this is going to help you as well. If you are seeking for comfort life, just wait. Take your time. Okay. If you are seeking to be so comfortable and all that, take your time. Take your time. Work on your business. Let your business grow. Let your business, reach that peak. There's nothing you're lashing for. If you want a very fancy house, you want a very fancy car, take your time. Take your time. You are going to buy that. But what you need is, before you buy that, they should invest the money, have assets that are going to help you buy your house. Because those assets, even after helping you buy your house, they will still remain and giving you money back. But if you use the whole money to buy that, you will remain poor for the rest of your life. And this is what has made a lot of people poor. This is what have made so many people poor. And somebody could be working for the government for so many years, and after they're working, after every work, they end up, being so poor. That's the post I did last time. I said, someone can be working in the army, and after working in the army, they come back to be watchmen. See, I've seen those situations before with my eyes. Somebody went for army, and then they come back, they start working for, being a watchman. Why? It's because they never increased on the area of assets. Assets are the only things that are going to stay. Don't think when you build a house, you are staying in that house, that's an asset. No, that's a lie. Don't think when you buy a car, that's an asset. No, that's a lie. When you buy a TV in the house, that's not an asset. That's a liability. When you buy furniture in the house, that's not an asset. That's a liability. So you are going to kill yourself. Okay. Before you buy all those things, invest the money into assets. Let those assets buy you what you want for luxury. Okay. When you keep this stable, then you are going to have a better life. Okay. The earlier you realize this, the better. Thank you so much for tuning to this channel, and hoping to see you next time. It's SIKA here, and bye-bye.